Welcome everyone and welcome to All In All United. Your boys Reem and Nico here, to do our duty. And Nico,
Yeah, man, for sure.
yeah, and we're here to review, our FA Cup third round clash against Watford. Um, and at the end of the day, Nico, I think is a kind of consolation statement that we just make when we're not too pleased with the performance now. But job done, right? I think we could walk away saying that with confidence that the job was done. The performance was in no means one that we would want to boast about, but it was a professional performance, and we are in the hat for the next round of the FA Cup. Yeah?
Yeah. Again, well, you must give kudos to that. Moving on to the next round, the fourth round. And also, the players that got rest today, I think, was a deserving rest. I really hope that even a player like Mubaya, who have been playing a lot of minutes, sort of getting 9 the entire day off. Rashford also, I guess, well, we got you with Bruno, getting a deserving rest and also coming up with a victory. So at least, it wasn't convincing, but at least we got the job done without Bruno, and hopefully that even some of the guys could. Well, again, they don't have much to write home about, but at least take some confidence that at least we can win a game without Bruno.
It was a hard watch because telling you, I love my club, but that was a hard watch. I contemplate taking off TV and but for us to come and be able to give reactions, I had to watch it through, but you think, Nico, before we get into the mix, you think anybody would have, we always ask if the fringe players would have stake a claim, or give Ollie anything to really think about when he's selecting for the upcoming games against Burnley and Liverpool. You think anybody?
Nah, boy. Not at all. Not even one. Not even Henderson, who yes, he had an okay-ish game, but that sometimes I find he was a bit rash in some of his decisions making, and things could have gone way different. So I don't think anybody really covered themselves in glory today. I had a keen eye on Brandon Williams though, to see him playing on the right side and see what kind of competition he could give on Bissaka. But at least even a bit of cover, maybe for cover, but even going forward, you can't even say he better than Bissaka going forward defensively. Of course, he's not. So yes.
But
Brandon Williams today.
But you think, Nico, it is be a little bit harsh to talk about now. I guess asking, to talk about any of the players in terms of the performance when they're not playing with. Well, one, they're not playing with the players. They don't play much, and secondly, sometimes when you play with better players, you tend to raise your level now. So let me just say, for instance, Brandon Williams was playing with a Pogba in midfield, and you have Bruno and Rashford ahead of you, as opposed to, who he would have played with today. You think it may have changed, how you would have viewed him in terms of, providing that kind of competition for Wan-Bissaka?
Not really, because you look at him going forward and for anything going forward at all. And Wan-Bissaka defensively is real solid. So I don't think even if he plays with better players that he maybe, as you said, maybe he had to play more games to really at least show more quality in the attacking third. I think definitely he wouldn't be good enough defensively in comparison to Wan-Bissaka. But maybe I think he could be okay going forward. But I didn't see that at all today, even with the lack of quality around him. I didn't see it. I don't know how you say it. We have more quality, might I see more going forward. But I didn't see it at all because we dominated possessions for long parts. And I don't think I saw even one cross from him in the entire game. So, yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Simeon, welcome, man. Good night. Thanks for joining. He's saying sale, January sale.
Yeah, that's some sales definitely coming. Going to happen. I know Rojo and Romero should be two, and maybe you see what happened with Lindelof and maybe even uh
Lindelof or Lingard?
so Lingard and Posumensa possibly also.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. Well, let's get into the team sheets, Nico. Considering what was upcoming, and when I say upcoming, I'm talking about the Burnley game and then the Liverpool game. And we in a title race right now as it stands. So with Man City on Wednesday, I think. Then this game here on Saturday, and then on Tuesday we have Burnley, and then I think Saturday or Sunday we have Liverpool. We needed to find some place to rest, some of the first teamers as we call them, to preserve them for the more important games, right? So I know we were going to expect a rotated team, but did you expect a heavily rotated team as we saw today? What was your thoughts on the lineup?
Yeah, definitely. I thought well, I know the size of our squad, especially the players who haven't been playing. The only player I would have surprised not to see the lineup who I thought but most likely going soon, at least for get a farewell game, a farewell start, was Igalo. I was not disappointed not seeing Igalo in the lineup. Um, Otherwise, I knew it would have been a heavily rotated team. I really wasn't that. And we spoke about the last review, Maguire, let's say a Bruno, Rashford, to get rest, So I was expecting a heavily rotated squad. I wasn't surprised. I just wanted to see how the guys would have performed, especially not having the amount of minutes in their legs and coming up a Watford team who is maybe another in between coaches, but still fighting to come back to the Premier League. Maybe would have been a bit fitter because more than would have been playing more regular. However, I think our quality overall would have stood out. I think we were the better team. We saw the quality. And I think, well, I guess Oli toss of the dice worked today. I think we had a real good start. Um, Maybe we could have capitalized on more of the chances that we created earlier in the game. But I think Oli toss of the dice to work today.
Um, yeah, I agree with you in the sense that we knew there were going to be changes. And for me in particular, my eyes were peeled to see Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and Maguire. Harry Maguire rested. Those were the three, more than anybody else, I wanted to see get a day off. But I mean, Rashford, Maguire, and Bruno, they didn't get a day off. They still reported with
Bruno got the day off.
Well, when I say day off, I mean he completely out now.
Right.
But he was on the bench.
Right.
But I was glad at the end of 90 minutes to see that Bruno didn't come on the field because when you looked at the last game against City, you could have seen in all his decision making the way he was getting frustrated that he was fatigued. I think that fatigue is probably impact on Bruno in the most negative way, seeing that he is the kind of center of our creation and creativity and everything now. So I know the rest
on himself also.
Yeah, exactly. So I know the rest would have done him a whole lot. Also, I thought, as you were saying, Igalo. I know Oli didn't really say that he was going to start Igalo, but he alluded to him playing some part in the game today. And when the two substitutions were being made, I think that's when Rashford and Martial were coming on. I was really hoping that Rashford would get a full day like Bruno today now, and bring on Igalo because when I looked at how the game played out today, Greenwood started as the central striker, but he was never really occupying that space, and I thought we made it easy. You talk about possession, and yeah, we had a lot of possession, but I didn't think it was in really in threatening areas now. We tried to walk through with intricate passes into the box, and I thought for the most part, Watford, handled it well now. And for the simple reason that we didn't have that presence, what Igalo or what Cavani would have given the box. So I really thought
even Marshall.
Yeah. So I thought we missed that today. You saw Greenwood having to drift because he's seeing for himself now that playing as a number 9, it would require discipline, even when you ain't getting the ball or you're not involved in the game. And it's something as we're talking about a lot. The number 9s in our team struggle for service on a consistent, regular basis, and then having to deal with, because we play one striker, you always have to be fighting with 2 or 3 defenders sometimes, and it's a real physical battle now. I think, if we were to judge Mason on that today, he didn't pass, and you've seen where he needs time to develop and he needs to build up himself a little more, but that will come with time. He's young. I thought Van de Beek and McTominay,
McTominay for me was poor.
Yeah.
Outside of the goal, outside of the start, I think he had a very good start, and after that, I don't know what went into it.
Yeah, he really gave away the ball as a captain.
Yeah, a lot of misplaced passes, and for some reason he started to get frustrated looking at,
Yeah, and then some easy. I mean, we know Nico when we see how much games that we were playing before. We don't give away fouls in them key areas, knowing how we're susceptible to set pieces now, and they keep giving away the fouls by McTominay especially, and we, as a captain, as a more senior player on the team, we go expect that he'll think a little more, Hey, Ian, good night, man. Thanks for joining.
Good night.
So I was really disappointed in McTominay. I mean, I know, as you say just now, he came up big for the goal. But apart from that, after that 15 minutes in the start of the game, I think we really, I didn't know what happened to the team, but
as you was talking about, after this,
I am saying Scott has a way he does just watch the opposing player and pass the ball to them. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, you're right. That's my luck today. That's my luck. I think his pass completion rate today would have been maybe less than 50%. It's so it was poor. But as you were saying about Greenwood and even today's game, I think he was not fully physical matter. I think the Watford players came out to play on a real physical level, and he wasn't up to it, and you saw he was getting frustrated. You saw he was moving out of the number 9 position, going to the right, as you would have said, lack of discipline in terms of wanting to touch the ball, wanting to feel the ball, because that number 9 position, he has really be isolated, and if you're not really disciplined, and like even like a Vardy, if you say Vardy will play a number 9, Vardy will continue to work until one falls swing without really drifting. He would occupy that central defender. He always in between the lines. I don't know, both central defenders rightly looking for the opportunity. I think that is with that discipline that Mason lacked today, where he always wanted to feel the ball. I think that is the immaturity of the position. I think he'll grow into it. And as you say, the mere fact we struggle to really create for our centre forwards, will always have, if you know, a real disciplined centre forward, the player will drift. Because even when Marshall plays at the man, you always see him coming deep in the midfield, sometimes deep maybe in the CDM position to get a touch to go back up the field.
Yeah. And one thing I noticed today, Nico, when we started real strong. I think it was for about 10-15 minutes. We had Watford on the rope, But my concern and my fear is when you do put away teams, and when I say put away, I'm talking about, like how we did it with Leeds.
Right.
2, 3, 4 goals when you had a wave of possession and dominance and pressing. You tend to realize that the opponent now will grow into the game. And we saw Watford growing into the game where they were possessing the ball better, because in the earlies, they were giving away the ball cheaply. We were pressing them, forcing errors. But then after now, like our first win, we didn't get past it now.
Yeah.
So the levels started to drop. And I think Ollie alluded to it, because remember, these guys don't play much football, so match sharpness, match fitness ain't gonna really be there.
Yeah.
But you kind of depend on the levels, because, I mean, let's be real. If we were to still match player for player, Man United versus Watford today, we had the better players, the superior. So you would have hoped that superiority would have kind of weathered the storm, when the fitness level starts to get questioned. I didn't really see today, and Watford really grew into the game, and they started to peg us back. And I am always concerned, Nico, with crosses coming into our boxes, into our box, with set pieces. And as I mentioned earlier, our experienced players not learning we still fouling players in in
Dangerous
dangerous
area. Yeah.
areas, to put our defense under pressure, and that concerning, you know.
You touched on something in terms of um, Watford, and let me say they started to peg us back. And to me, because it come like you're fighting for your life, so the game always to finish and you always get an extra push. And for me, that would have been lacking from our game, right? Because even against City, we were down and you still wasn't feeling where you was feeling that rush to want to score, or you had to put the opposition on the back foot when we were still one goal down. You still wasn't feeling like we get that drive. We still had that drive like what did to us today, where at some point we started to feel the pressure in terms of, hey, there's a possibility Watford could score and pick back this game. And for me, when we playing and we down, and we say a game like against the game at Man City, doesn't feel that energy, doesn't feel we putting teams under pressure, and sometimes to me that is the real concern.
Yeah. And we were talking about the and there's the City game talking about here. We were talking about like the 50-50s, the second balls. That is a kind of that is a kind of fight that you're looking for in games like those now, where the boys actually are really trying
Yeah.
to make something out of nothing now, if you call it like that. I want to ask you something, but I want to ask about your opinion on Van de Beek's performance, but I'm just get Iron's commenting.
Yeah.
He's saying, "Oh gosh, boy, yet again here now, Bayi blight. That was going on. Bayi blight. Why? I don't understand all here. What going on? You telling me Bayi can last 3 or 4 games in a or got something always this boy blight, Nico. He real.
Now what that only fault.
How would I only fault?
Right? The man wasn't a good player form. He didn't get injured for 4 games straight, and then only decided to change it up. At the moment only decided to change it, well, like this man luck gone upside down. So here, only trying to play the man against Man City. He might have been fit from then till now, right? So only fault.
I don't know. But I and I answered it right. I think this is his longest spell, but oh God, but he could have pushed it for a little longer. But
Yeah, boy,
a little 10 games now, man. Oh God, 3, 4, Lord.
Yeah.
But I think he posted on social media that he's all right. It wasn't any concussion. I think it's just the neck. But when keepers coming out, you can't fault Dean Henderson for coming out the way he did it. Because they come out, that's their area. They had to command it. Because if the keeper don't come out strong, we go fault the keeper for not commanding his area. But Nico, a lot of people talking about Van de Beek. Questions came in all these press conference about Van de Beek. He got 90 minutes today. Albeit it wasn't with as we mentioned earlier, it wasn't with the first teamers. So we know the level ain't gonna be up there. But how you thought Van de Beek did today?
To me, I saw a bit more initiative at times. He just one touch and move all the time. Sometimes nobody make a turn and he had a one touch back. That kind of play. I think today he tried a bit more. He tried to take a bit more responsibility in midfield. So he had a nice play where he played Mata in. I think that is his strengths. When he play in and around those tight areas, then definitely his strengths. And he played in Mata with a nice touch. I think if he really, and I think it would happen. I think it would happen in time. He will grow into the team. He will grow into the league, and I think we will start to see more and more of him. And I think the more he gets, the more playing time he gets, the more accustomed he gets with the league. I think Oli would definitely trust him more, and you would see him taking more responsibility in games. And you will see more moments like what happened today. I think he has it in his locker. I think it's a quality that the team needs, especially when we playing against these low block teams. And we have skillful players in the team, right? So we have skillful players who could play that one touch and move football. And he has that. So I think it's a quality that we need in the team. And I think maybe if not this season, I think this season will be a better season for him. But I think next season, I think you'll see some movement. You might even see Pogba moving. That might free up our space. You might see movement in the team that from then you will sort of see him showing up more. I think from then his quality will show. But today overall, I don't think he did himself any harm, but I still don't think he did enough to replace the players in front of him at the moment.
All right, nice. I agree with that. I understand Van de Beek is really intelligent, but I think he needs to take more responsibility. But I guess that will come with time, and I think Nico, you had said that, eh?
I hope, right?
Yeah. And I think it's something Ollie had said in his press conference. He had said that, and he made a reference to Fred and Lindelof. That when they came in, they didn't just walk straight into the starting lineup and get games every week. Sometimes it does really take time for somebody to, especially when they're coming from a different league, where the focus in is not how to play the physical nature, the robustness, because that's where the focus is in the Premiership. Physicality, conditioning, as opposed to the football he that play in Holland with Ajax was more technical. Their focus would have been different. So it'll really take time for Donny to adjust to the football that we play here. Similarly with Lindelof, similarly with Fred. Everybody is not a Bruno, So I think the fans really need to be a little more patient with the process that Donny had to go through. And even as you, Nico, say, and Ian and say just now, he need more games for him to start to take responsibility. Right now, he's just trying to do the basics correct. I get the ball, I pass it off. So this is why sometimes I don't watch pass completion and thing, because Donny pass completion probably was 99% today, because I think he misplaced a pass, but plenty of his passes were basic ones. But I think the importance in that is keeping it simple, keeping the ball moving. But what I do like to see as well, Nico, you talk about that pass he played to Mata. I think that is his area. If you really want to see that kind of intelligence and them kind of intricate passes take place, it ain't gonna take place when he playing as a double pivot in the DM, because you can't do them kind of thing there, to risky.
Exactly.
So I was really hoping that when Ollie played him today, I know Ollie want to give Lingard minutes and Lingard as well, wherever. But I really thought we'd get to see Donny in the place where we want to see him play now. But I guess, as you say, he had to buy the time.
And I think also some of the games that he played there, he didn't really put his name in the limelight to say, well, all right, that is my position. He didn't take ownership of the position the times that he played there, so that would have maybe say, well, all right, I think Lingard more better suited to that role than Donny. I think Donny would be. And to be fair, when you watch a Lingard game and Donny game, definitely Donny would have been more effective, a bit deeper than a Lingard. But this Donny now have to, in terms of impressing the coach that, hey, this is my best position. Play me here and you'll be wasting me there. But I don't think he has done that as yet. So until he does that, I think let's settle for wherever Ollie feel that he could fill a gap until he sort of bring his quality to the 4 day in, day out, or whenever he gets the opportunity.
Yeah. But I definitely agree with you in that, he didn't have a bad game, but he really didn't do anything to say, well, hey, I wonder if how to do this thing with Bruno and Donny come Tuesday. I don't think he did that. Yeah, but he plays on the bench, sure. I am saying Donny with that one touch needs to play more on top of the 18. Exactly. The simplicity that Donny just bring and the intricate kind of technique he have, you wouldn't really see it and you wouldn't appreciate it when he playing so deep now,
Yeah, exactly.
So he really had to play high up. For you to see, because that pass was I really, knowing Mata, Nico, I thought Mata would have put that away, man.
Yeah, of course.
But I guess it happens. It happens to the best of us. Igalo, Nico, you thought Oli would have give Igalo a shout, boy?
I thought so, boy. I thought even with we 1-0 up, with the clock ticking down, that Igalo at least would have gotten some game time. But I guess maybe I could persist you. Maybe that's not conditioning wise, maybe update. Maybe Oli want to send him back to Shanghai or wherever he had to go. At least injury free. you know. So maybe he promised the Chinese and that, yeah, what, when you come back here, show you again, I fit you, you know, might be match fit, but you'll be free from injury, you
Yeah,
know. So I think he really trying to hold up that in the bargain. I really thought we'd have seen some better Igalo, and they say even coming up with the team, Wonderlup might have put some physical strain on him to maybe, and I don't know, but can I really see Igalo today?
yeah. I know, and when I say it, 'cause I'd mentioned it earlier. Instead of bringing on Rashford, because I don't think
Mm.
Rashford really needed. Anyway, probably he did, But I mean, when you consider trying to please your whole team, because when you look at the 11 he put out there, you can really see he tried to please he full squad. You know, because when you see the likes of Daniel James, Mata Lingard, Van de Beek, Brandon Williams,
Yeah.
Tuan Zebe, you knew he wanted to give his team minutes.
Yeah.
So why not give Egalo the opportunity?
Yeah.
Um, I am saying I find Oli give him a raw deal, a real raw deal, but at least
Mm.
he got to live his dream. Yeah, and he get to score, But I
Yeah.
mean,
So it's some
I,
brilliant goals also, some real top high quality goals.
I really thought we'd get to see Igalo today,
Yeah.
even if it was for 5 minutes. Just give the man the run out now, man.
Yeah.
Because, I
Yeah.
mean, I was now looking at the remainder of game because he's supposed to leave Mountain, and I'm watching the rest of the games here, right?
And
We
anyway,
playing
yeah, again.
No, he can't get no game
Yeah.
here,
Yeah.
Nico.
Yeah.
Oh, we playing Burnley, Liverpool, then Fulham,
Mm.
Sheffield United, and the last game of the month we playing Arsenal. So you
Yeah.
tell me where Igalo fitting in there.
Actually, only want to ship you back injury free. I telling you that. That's part of the deal. Yeah.
So I guess it is what it is. Football is really a brutal sport. I mean,
Yeah.
thinking Oli is one of the sentimental types. I really thought,
Only know about that now. Yeah.
Probably against Fulham, or no, probably against Liverpool, might be 5-0 up, and he'll get Igalo at 2 minutes. Who knows? Um,
We'll just score the sixth, and he will score the sixth, and with that kind of signing off. Yeah.
yeah. But it's have any moment in the game, Nico, that you want to, any moment up or high or low that you
Yeah.
want to.
Well, you know, I've been clamoring. Well, not clamoring. I shouldn't say clamoring, but um, always want an opportunity to see Henderson play. Um, I thought today his decision making for some of
He had a bye streak.
the plays, yeah, was questionable now. I still like how, I mean, and what I like about him is that his clearness of thought. You know, he don't he's a player that will run out and stop, will think about it. It is what we're gonna do, what are we gonna do? You know, I like that about him. Even when he went up and to clear and he connected by, you know, you saw his mind was clear, hey, I going up to clear this board. When he went out and he made the challenge against Sa, you're like, shit, if this one only miss here, you know, but he get through. And then the next one, when he went as well, was the corner flag and he missed, you know, and Sa crossed it and he was nowhere in the goal, you know. So he had some moments that I was like, this too much for one game, eh? I'm gonna take a one a
Yeah,
game.
one a game.
Because that is goalkeepers. Goalkeepers don't really make too much of errors in a game. So if it's say you get one in a game, you go say, well, all right. You know, I know Callum had some stats in terms of how much mistakes a goalkeeper allowed to make per season and all that kind of thing. But that was like almost three, you know, mistakes you could say in one game to me, and I bit too much now.
Yeah,
So as
yeah.
much as wanting to play, you know, he really had to hatchet down on some of the mistakes and be really honest in some of his decisions. You know, make sure it's some decisions when it decide to come out, and I think that is something that I looked at today, and also after only before looking at Brandon Williams' position, if you could really see deputize for Wan-Bissaka, you see Wan-Bissaka injured on the right hand side, and we didn't really accustomed to play on the right hand side. I know all he want to develop. it seemed like they want to develop him more to play on the right hand side. I know there are talk that maybe going on loan or what. I'm not sure if that's what happened. But he was another player that I was looking out actually to see if he could really provide that competition or that balance, even if one Masaka isn't
Yeah. You talk about them little mistakes, well, them little moments that
yeah.
Henderson had. And I telling you, I remember when I was like, want to buy? No, because them is things that buy
Yeah,
usually do now. So I was
right.
like, nah man, Henderson, come on, you have to be sure because remember sometimes when you go in as a goalkeeper, you gotta make sure at
Yeah,
least the defender covering your line. And when you looked at it, it's like they were reacting after the fact. It's not like they had known this is
yeah,
what Dean Henderson was going to do, you know? So I really hope that he gets he get it under control a little bit, but I like
yeah.
how you talk about his ways he to use his pureness of mind.
Yeah,
Sure.
I also say he going,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So
I would like about him. I would like,
yeah, there's a quality I think that he has that probably
yeah.
even the here could look at and say, well, hey, that is something that probably I might have to include, in part of my game.
Yeah.
But though he and Bai probably linemen too much, and he had a nah.
Yeah.
I am saying Henderson fighting for number one jersey. He must play so. And he also saying that Brandon is originally a right back. Well, I mean, huh?
But he had to play right back then. I think he was more striker. Or he was,
Who
yeah.
Brandon Williams?
Yeah, originally he's not defender. He's not originally a defender. And then
Okay,
even when he started to defend, he started to play on the left hand side. As a
okay,
right footer, he started really, yeah, I don't think, if you really check it back, I don't think he was a defender originally.
okay. Well, I didn't even know that. I thought he was always a
Yeah.
wing, how do you put a right-footed left back? And
Yeah.
I used to make reference to Dennis Irwin when he had just broken into the team.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah, because if you remember the game when he scored against Sheffield United,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
If you watch the pure, it's a strike. It's
yeah,
not really a defender now. So yeah, because you were checking back. I was checking back also. I think he used to play high up the field and they say, well, we try the left back and he did well.
yeah, yeah. Well, I know you watch a lot of the youth teams, so I can take your word for it.
Now, what was that we checked it?
Yeah, yeah. For me, my moment. Well, what I had noticed, and when I say it, you was given the captain's armband today, and it's something not he is becoming a serial offender.
Right.
Scott McTominay, he giving the ball away a lot, and I don't know what causing McTominay to do that because he did it when we played at Aston Villa. Some of his passes were short, it was lazy, it was careless. Then he did it against City a couple times. And then he came and he did it today and a couple times as well. So I really don't know what's going on with McTominay in that area because I consider McTominay one of the more senior players. I mean, he is now how old, what, 22, 23?
Yeah, young.
But I still consider him one of the senior team players in the team. So you need to be set an example. And he was given the captain's armband today. And that's because all you saw, you have certain leadership qualities. And I really want McTominay to grow into that kind of player that we know he can be. I mean, I go always say he's not my cup of tea.
Right.
If it's one thing, I know for sure if I was in charge and I had, wherever, McTominay was going to be on my bench, he'd be coming off my bench. We'd like get minutes.
Right.
He wasn't starting. But the manager seems to favour him. So I supporting him. But I want McTominay to work on that game because you can't be turning over possession like that and putting the team under pressure. So I saw it happen the last 2 games and I saw it happen again today. So that is something I really want McTominay to work on because you're gonna be playing plenty games and I want you to be playing us under pressure. I am saying Scott does remind me of Fletcher too much. That's a good thing or a bad thing because Fletcher was a good player. Scott is not a first teamer in my eyes, but he's a hard worker. And them is the fellas says bring on to kill off games. But if you're coming out to kill off games and they gain the opposition the ball, then here what's going on. Watch them game from the stand.
I think it's just it's more about consistency. I think that is his problem. I think consistency is his problem because we saw the game he had against Leeds, and sometimes when you set the bar so high and then you drop it so low, then definitely you will be considered a first teamer. At least meet in between. But when you set it so high and then you drop it so low, I think definitely man go say, well, nah, at best he's a squad player, So I think he had to get that consistency in this game.
But for me, Nico, that game against Leeds was an anomaly for Scott McTominay because we know he levels.
No, and you can't see that anomalies in terms of what? Because to me, he's always a threat going forward. When he has that time and space, let me say, in the attacking to me, he always positive in his decision making. However, for me, I know I like him. I like him. It's really the consistency in his game. I know if you say that, and still I wouldn't agree fully because you would say if Man United had to win like this supposed to be, then McTominay wouldn't be in the first team. And I would say that no, I think that a player like McTominay would be in the team. I would say that because it come like you're making a cake. Not everybody will be sugar. Somebody had to be sugar, somebody had to be flour, somebody had to be water, somebody had to be egg, somebody. So not everybody had the same.
Yeah, but you want clean water, not drain water.
You're right. But you see, what McTominay brings for me is that desire and that belief. I think.
Oh God, you go back down this desire and belief.
No, hear what I say, because there are players who sometimes you win a game we done and like they play like we done lost already. Like we done lost and they don't get an effort and they don't get a drive. And for United to get back to where United has to be, it has to have players in the team with that drive and desire that, hey, we are united and we're not giving up, we're not surrendering, even if we're 2-3 goals down. And again, in the City game, you saw it. You saw we lack belief, we lack chip. And to me, you need players in the team like that to motivate the others, even when they say, well, all right, hey, we done down, but now by this man giving you again my all too.
All right, so hear this, right? I hear what you're saying. And I don't have a problem with that, and that's why I tell you, if I was in charge, McTominay was coming off my bench.
Right.
I am telling you, that same passion and desire, Andreas Pereira had it. Right? But the point I'm making, hear me out. Why we can't have a player with passion and desire who good too? Bruno Fernandes. So what I'm saying is, because passion and desire can't be everything, why we can't go and find a player that will give you passion and desire but also have that kind of quality to raise the level? That's the point I'm making. So when I say if I had control of the team, Scott McTominay would have been on my bench. That don't mean I'm gonna bring in somebody who heads off like sponge to play in my midfield who had takers. No, right now I'm saying.
No, but you have to have some kind of quality. You have
right.
to have some kind of quality. I say you had to be the finished article. But as I said, I believe that just with the consistency and with the experience with Scott, I think he could be a really decent player for the team.
Yeah, and I think
simple as the mold of a Darren Fletcher and Nicky Butt, even as a Roy Keane, he could possibly be a Roy Keane for United in time to come.
Yeah. And I think the consistency is important, as you mentioned. But going back to the Leeds game, right? I do get carried away when I see players like McTominay and them show up. I think players have a peak per season, right? I ain't saying this is McTominay only peak, but I don't go into every game expecting McTominay to have that kind of game.
Of course not.
Right? I expect him to have a disciplined game, not to do nothing, magnificent. Probably if it happened, it would be like, wow, I wasn't expecting that from you, boy. But okay, kudos. but I expect you to go and do the basics properly. Work hard, put in your shift, stop giving away the ball, keep it neat and tidy, and I gonna be pleased with McTominay. So all I really pointing out to you is over the past couple games, I've seen something that's consistently bad in terms of him giving away the ball, and I hope it's something he work on, because for the team to improve, we can't be having them kind of mistakes now, especially in the engine room. Simeon is saying we're making too many excuses for too many players. I am saying let us only get a good DM, and Scott won't be starting at telling you, but Nico say the man have it. So
what I'm saying is this: sometimes for the entire team, for the whole to be good, not everything had to be perfect. For the whole to be good, not everything had to be perfect. If we have a defensive midfielder, because it's United, I want United to have the best players, right? But sometimes you just have, as I say, the Nicky Butts and them fellas when that give him to go anywhere else. Let me just see, right? Them fellas not struggle to get game time, but they will start at United because as a whole, they made the whole better.
But I
think it's time that could happen with Scott.
But the thing about Nicky Butt and Darren Fletcher is those guys were role players, Them wasn't like, you fixture in the starting lineup, and
at that time they were fixtures, Reeves. At that time, Nicky Butt and
I can't remember that.
What are the first names on the team sheet?
I can't remember. You're sure that wasn't because Scholes was probably injured or Keane was disciplined?
Possibly.
Right. So that's different. That's
different. But when they came in, they made the whole good.
I could agree with that. I could agree with that. I am saying, I think you're pushing it in, Nico, because Fergie made some of them players great. Men like Fletcher and O'Shea left and weren't good.
and that's exactly what we're saying.
Yeah.
Maybe all he could make Scott into, this, at least at United, look world class. But overall, he might be the levels that, as you would say, that let me say a Neves, or but as he makes the whole better.
Yeah. So yeah, Nico, I think we, come to the end of the review. Any closing thoughts?
Yeah. Well, again, we're just ready to cross the line today. I think we did that. And we did that without risking players that needed rest, and they got a bit of rest. Even the likes of, let me say, even Bailly, the man he came off, I think was just a muscular injury that he should recover from. I think even getting him minutes was good. I think Tunzebe, you never know what could happen. Maybe Wan-Bissaka, Tunzebe could come in on the right back, so you're keeping him. Guys like that fit, Brandon Williams, you never know. You might need somebody in the left back. Tellers, get some game time also. So I think today was an important exercise. More than anything else for a lot of the players. Lingard, you might never know when we might need Lingard also, if he stays. So I think the game time, Daniel James also that, that we might need him to come in to run at defenses when they're tiring. And a game like this would have done him a whole lot good. So I think for me, the exercise was important. It could have been better if he could have ran away at least with 2-3 goals. But it is what it is. I think we got over the line, which to me is the most important. And also the exercise that the guys got, I think, was also important. And we came out more or less injury-free. So we're going into, well, at least with the players we went in with. Oli said that Shaw and Lindelof and what else, was injured. Hopefully there is mind games also, and we see those players out for. I don't really want to see Lindelof. I can see Bailly back with Maguire. But hopefully we see a full strength team against Burnley during the week. And I think most and foremost was to move on to the other round.
Yeah. And we always talk about at least let me win the game ugly. That used to come out of your mouth sometimes. Of course. If we are playing good, let we still win. And I think that was one for today. I don't think he could talk much about the performance overall, but to win ugly and to progress, I think was what matters, and I think we got the job done. I mean, when you look back at a game like this, the most you could sum it up and say is job done. You know, and as you said, we came out today, with we came away with a victory to advance and no real injury concerns. I really do think that Pogba, Shaw, and Lindelof will be back for Burnley. And I really hope now, based on what we've seen going on around us, the title race really in our hands. Because if we win against Burnley, then we will be on top.
I find it too little so I took a title race.
Nico, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, man? You sell it to me the other day.
I'm not selling it.
What are you doing, man?
No, but when I say it's solely in our hands, you see, it's not that put me under pressure now. I don't even, I ain't playing. Right? It's not
no, pressure. No, what say, right? When I say that,
really pressure.
When I say that, I mean we had a chance to go top. Because right now we even on points with Liverpool. So and we'll be playing a game in hand on Tuesday. So once we win that game, Nico, we on top of the league. Yeah. So I mean, all we have to do is keep at it. And I mean, who knows? But I mean, it's early. But I mean, you can't help but feel, because watch me. Here, if we were to get 4 points out of the next 2 games, Nico, that's real. That's a real good result,
Yeah.
I mean, albeit we know City behind, we coming and whatever. But I mean, if we could, if after the next two games we could still be probably join top or even first, I will feel good about myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so guys, thanks again for joining. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for the likes, shares. Remember, we're also on YouTube. Search All United, right, and give us a subscription over on that side. So we'll be here on Tuesday to review that makeup game against Burnley, and let's hope, Nico, that we're able to take the 3 points and go top of the league. I ain't saying that we're in a title race. We're just going on be on top. No pressure. All right. So have a good night, everybody.
Good night.